This is the men's room.
Forget it, man, and get with the countdown. Shake this square world and blast off for Kicksville. The trippers, the grasshoppers, the hip ones, all gathered in secrecy and flying high as a kite.
You're listening to the men's room with Miles and Thrill.
Rachel Consolidate are standing by. We'll take caller 9-844-999-OLA, and you'll play Profile this in minutes. And we do have your headlines on the way 1 hour from now. First, quick check into Mike Hawk for some of the stories and headlines he is not working on.
All right, a man got pulled over in California last week for going 99 miles an hour in a 65. So he told police that maybe he was actually looking at the temperature, not the radar speed.
Problem was, it was 80 degrees that day.
Was it really?
Yes. I mean, you could see it if it was 100 degrees. Like, dude, you're probably just looking at the temperature, not how fast I was going. He's like, it's 80.
Yeah, the way the cop described it, he said, after the guy said maybe you were looking at the temperature, not the speed, it was, quote, met with awkward silence. At the end of the silence, the guy just went ahead and signed the ticket.
I'm not surprised that there was awkward silence.
Yeah, I mean, the cop's like, I'm not even going to entertain this, man.
Right.
I'm just going to stare at you.
As you said, he eventually gave up and signed his citation.
I seem like a pretty quick thinking.
I know, I like it. I mean, I would try it too, but yeah, the awkward silence says, do you want to try again or you just want to sign it?
Right. What's the age when your parents stop taking care of you and you start taking care of them?
Well, they stopped taking care of me at 6, and I will never take care of them. I don't know.
Is this the age where you are or the age that they are when you start taking care of them, if you can?
I'm guessing this is the age you are.
50?
55?
49 is what they're saying.
All right.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Because I'm thinking, even if they had you when they were 20, you know, that would mean they are 70. So, you know, that's, yeah. That makes, I mean, absolutely.
Crap, I need to get on that. Then.
If you had a kid at 25, that seems young too, but you'd be 75 at that point. So you probably do need a little bit of assistance with some things. Yeah. Right. Depending.
If you throw up in an Uber, you'll get hit with an extra charge of up to $150. So the newest scam drivers are pulling is vomit fraud, where they claim you threw up even if you didn't, and it happens to you. It'll take a long appeals process with Uber to try to get your money back.
It was 10 a.m. on a Tuesday, sir.
Oh, that doesn't mean anything.
You threw up.
Damn, that sucks, man. I mean, not that they charge you for it. They should. But if you didn't do anything.
Exactly.
It does.
But I like how they do it. A long appeals process, meaning they suspect you'll give up.
I wonder how many people, too, like this happens to, and they're just so drunk, they're just like, oh, Christ, I threw up.
Well, I think those are the people you would try it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Damn.
Did you see the other... what was the other creepy one? The guy was live streaming all the passengers.
So
coming up 1 hour from now.
Yeah. All right.
Mike's working on that
My
one, too.
turn, Ted.
Working on that one, huh, fella? All right.
Here's something to watch out for when you're interviewing for a job. Apparently, more and more companies are now asking people to submit ideas for what they would do if they were hired. Then steal those ideas and don't give them the job.
Oh.
Can you imagine that? Someone stealing your material? Man, oh, man.
Who would
I can't
do
imagine
such a
going
thing?
to a job interview and being like, what idea? Like, I don't have the job yet.
Yeah, I'll tell you, when you hire me, you'll be surprised. I don't have any.
Well, they're trying to see what you would bring to the table, Ted.
I like that. Then steal the idea. Yeah, we don't need you.
Oh, it's a
That's a
form
really
of
great
flattery. It means flattery.
No, it's a form of
means
theft.
flattery.
Now, people always say that, and I'm like, all right, let's equate this.
I'm going to
break
go in
into your
I'm going to
house.
steal all your clothes, and
No,
that's flattering.
I'm going to steal your TV. 'Cause are you flattered
I
that
am.
I admire your
you
curved
broke
TV?
into my
That's
home.
right, Miles.
You had all these homes in the neighborhood.
Yeah.
You could have picked from.
No, I picked yours.
And you picked mine.
Be
and
flattered.
I am.
Like
Thank you.
stealing a man's scooter.
Thank you for coming and taking my stuff.
You should be flattered someone stole your scooter.
But
they could have stolen anyone's scooter, Miles. But obviously yours appeal. Be flattered and stop being bitter.
But I mean that in the most sincere way. It's the most sincere form of flattery.
Absolutely is.
Right.
Being in a bad mood is actually good for your protivity, according to a new study.
Your protivity. I need
Son of
help.
a bitch.
I need help on my protivity.
Working on that one, Mike?
Productivity.
You need to be in a worse mood, Mike.
Protivity is a problem in Algonia, where I'm originally from.
When people are unhappy, it helps them focus, manage their time, and prioritize. Words are just smashing together right now, man.
It's crazy, but it's true, man. Like if I'm super pissed off, but you have something to do, like you do it very efficiently.
Yeah.
Not
yeah.
that you
Storm around
want
and
to
do
be
it.
in a bad mood, but yeah, in those moments, it turns out. You know,
It's like, yeah, there's weird stuff. Or sometimes if I come home a little too drunk, I'll do weird stuff. Like the next morning, I'll be like, "Oh, I did all the dishes."
That's good.
Weird stuff.
And thank God. You know, you're like,
This is crazy.
and the good news is you don't have to worry about it, and you did it, and you didn't even remember.
Yeah.
So it's like it got done, but it's almost like you didn't have to do it, even though you did it.
You were probably so fired up doing those dishes too, Ted.
I'm just gonna knock these out.
Right.
Just do it.
Yeah.
That way I don't have to do it in the morning. It'd be great.
And I want it. It'll be a surprise when I wake up.
The telltale sign is if my jeans are hung up. For some reason, really drunk me thinks they need to be hung up every night.
So you
just
get-
buzzed me, just throws them on the ground.
I know I was drunk. I did all my dishes.
Oh, no. If you're next to someone on a plane who smells terrible, what would you do?
Ask for a different seat.
Is for a different seat? Any other suggestions?
Fart a lot.
I don't know.
Stink.
Burp on them.
According,
Ted.
according to a new survey, most people would try to move.
Yeah.
38%, like myself, would just sit there and deal with it, and only 5% would be confrontational about it.
I think it depends on where you're
It's not
flying
like a
out of.
confrontation.
Because
you
computer-
stinking ass
Bro,
mother
you
effer.
smell.
I mean, they've gotten to the point where they have to be so efficient with fuel and everything else that unless the plane is full, most of the times sometimes that service doesn't even exist. So I can't tell you the last time I flew someplace and had a seat beside me open.
Yeah, I don't even know.
I don't know where you would move.
That's when you trade with a kid.
I mean, again, what do you say? Like, that's such an awkward thing. Like,
And there's nothing you
hey,
can
bro,
do.
you stink. Do you know that? The
I'm
guy's
just gonna
yeah.
If it's a problem they can solve, I think it's worth opening your mouth. If it's not, which I assume if you just stink on a plane, like they're not going to fix this by you saying anything.
Yeah.
A new app update for a sex toy company will let people
Yeah.
control their toys using Alexa.
Oh, Alexa, faster! Jesus, man.
Turn it up to 12.
I'm sorry. Did you say, like, that's the one time you don't want her to question what it is you said.
Like, do I get music coming out of it?
Well, depending, think about what people say in those moments of reaching orgasm. I get the feeling she would say, Jesus Christ is the Lord and Savior from, you know what I mean? Just based on what people say.
Okay, I will call you.
I don't know who your daddy is. Or you get a full dissertation about who your father is, and that's not the good time for it.
Let's see.
Are you done yet? Like, damn, Alexa, this is too real.
I thought for sure it would take longer.
This is too real.
This isn't gonna happen. Some guy broke into a house near San Francisco, told the cleaning staff to take the day off when they showed up, and then took the owner's Tesla for a joyride.
He should be flattered.
He should be.
That's because when you steal,
Your car's so nice that someone else wants to drive it around.
and they could have grabbed anyone else's Tesla.
They wanted yours.
So be very, very flattered if someone stole your thing.
Bitterness on this show. A mom in Las Vegas recently took her daughter to the ER after some gasoline got splashed in her eyes. Wait for this. But their eye washing station was too unsanitary, so she had to use a sink instead, and they still charged $800 for it.
Wait, so they have an eye washing station,
Yes,
but the eye washing station at the hospital was not sanitary enough?
correct.
Come on.
Used a sink, and that is now an $800 sink.
How much do you think it would have cost then if you use an actual eye washing station?
man.
Good. Or is that the scam?
Healthcare in
Oh,
America,
there's
people.
something wrong with the eye wash. That's only $150. Put them on the sink.
Yeah, it does seem odd the eye washing station at a hospital is not sanitary.
Your eyes and a hospital. I would just assume.
I mean, I remember in high school that thing was very, like, specific and clean.
Yes.
Mine was always dusty.
What? Well, yeah, because hopefully you don't have to use it. You're wearing goggles. And what the hell happened that day? How many people came in and had to wash out their
I
eyes?
know.
There's already been eyeballs in this thing. A woman in Boston checked her banking account and saw what we all wish we could see.
What's that?
I'll tell you all about it 1 hour from now.
Thank you, Mike Hawk. Headlines are on the way 1 hour from now. First, the game is...
The Men's Room presents Profile
And
This.
Stephen Thrill, can you please tell everyone how Profile This is played?
I sure can, Miles. It's a simple game where we share with you a real-life news story, something that happened right here on planet Earth. Earth. And as you listen to the story, based on the stereotypes you believe to be true of people and the decisions that people make, we'll ask you what it is you think makes the story a story. Hello, Malcolm. Welcome to the Men's Room.
Hola, bitches.
Hola! All right, Malcolm, you understand how this here game is played?
Yes, sir.
All right, today we have a story of Gungina. That's right, Gunjana. No, that is not a martial art. In this case, we go to Tennessee, where a 19-year-old woman had a loaded handgun hidden in her vagina. This as she was brought into jail following being pulled over for driving with a suspended license. Now, as she was being booked into the Kingsport jail, a female corrections officer was alerted to an quote-unquote unknown object in the teenager's crotch during the search. The jailer and a female cop then accompanied her into a bathroom for further examination, and that's what led to the recovery of a North American Arms .22 LR revolver, again, loaded, which apparently had been concealed in her vagina. Now, subsequent check revealed that the 5-shot mini revolver, which is 4 inches in length, had been stolen from an auto burglary 5 years before that. The handgun, which police valued at $250, that's owned by a 70-year-old dude who's been looking for it for the last 5 years.
Oh, he found it.
He found it. I don't know if he wanted that thing back. Anyway, she was charged with gun possession and introducing contraband into a penile facility, which is kind of funny. Now, according to the jail official, she was released from custody after posting a $6,000 bond. Do you believe that this woman is black, white, Mexi, or Asian?
I'm leaning white. What you think, Ted?
Where was it at in Tennessee?
I don't know, man. Hang on.
Tennessee is going to be black or white,
It
right?
just says Tennessee, wherever Kingsport is.
And she was going to visit an inmate.
No, she got pulled. She was driving on a suspended license.
All right.
And they pulled her over. I guess whatever else she had
I
done.
see. Then she got the charge because she
got
was
the
in
charge.
the facility when
Right.
they found
That's
the
exactly
weapon on her.
They did a cavity search.
She got pulled over for driving on a suspended license and ended up in jail?
I'm suspecting there's a lot of stuff that goes with that suspended license.
I'm going to go black, Malcolm.
Well, you get caught with a suspended license, you're going to jail.
You are.
That's an automatic.
Okay, it is not.
Yeah, it's a suspend. I mean,
Yeah.
You're better off driving without a license than because suspended.
all right.
Like we physically told you to stop doing that.
I'll say white just based on the brazenness of it.
What, Gunjana?
I mean, I feel like I have to guess who I think have bigger ones that could fit a gun in it.
Who has the biggest vagina in all of Tennessee?
We're talking Tennessee-sized vagina. You know what I'm
Tennessee,
saying?
right?
Who you can volunteer that information up?
Hell.
You know what? I'm with them. I'll say white.
What are you thinking, Malcolm?
Still thinking white.
White women have big
Final
vaginas.
answer. Final answer for the big vaginaed white woman?
Final answer?
Okay, we're going to find out if she was going to take it as final. Black, white, Mexican, or Asian next.
That was a tease.
You are listening to the Men's Room Radio Network.
Hola, bitches. You're listening to the Men's Room.
Profile that takes us to Tennessee, and a woman who got pulled over, but she was driving on a suspended license, and that means you go directly to jail. When they get to jail, they find that she has a loaded gun in her vagina. She's 19 years old. That's all we know. Oh, she got out.
She posted her $6,000
she
bond,
didn't
and
get out.
she got out. That vagina's free. It is a free vagina. But the question was, did you believe this woman was black, white, Mexi, or Asian? In the end, you went white. Congratulations.
Oh, boy.
Apparently, biggest vaginas out there, Ted.
Yeah.
Now, again, to be fair,
Put a 6-shooter in there.
it was only a 5-shooter, believe it or not, and they said it was only 4 inches long. So, look, I don't know much about vaginas. but
used to that.
shoot, but 3 of them in there on a good day.
Now for all TV news all the time, it's time for TV Time with Tim.
And now, because your pathetic life is confined to countless hours in front of a talking box, the Men's Room presents TV Time with Ted.
I have not planned this. I don't know why. Recently, more because people recently discovered they don't like the show and they hate Ross, but I've been talking about Friends more.
Yeah.
Now, people on the internet have a lot of time on their hands, okay? So, I didn't bother reading the story. I don't know who came up with this. I don't know why they came up with it. But they took some scenes from Friends, and instead of having a normal laugh track, it's just Seth Rogen laughing.
How was the honeymoon? Oh, incredible. Oh, champagne, candlelit dinners, moonlight walks on the beach. It was so romantic.
So where's Mike?
Oh, he's at the doctor. He didn't poop the whole time we were there. Shoot, I wasn't supposed to tell you that. I mean, okay, he's at a gig.
A gig we are definitely not going to. Glad you're back. I really need your help.
Oh, why? What's up?
Well, I have an audition for this play, and for some of it, I have to speak French, which, according to my resume, I'm fluent in.
You shouldn't lie on your resume.
Yeah, you really shouldn't. And by the way, how was that year-long dig in Cairo?
Oh, that's really funny.
It's okay.
So it's already weird, right?
That should be how they do it. One person's laughter is isolated for a laugh track, and that's it.
But if that video is up on the Men's Room Facebook page. If you watch it, I don't know, like listening to it's funny, but actually seeing the scene and then him laughing over it makes even more sense.
It does let you know that it just. I know they were filmed. That show was filmed in front of a live studio audience.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So technically, you'd hope that you could generate the laughs just based on what you got going on there.
It is, but laughing is like yawning, or you know what I mean.
It becomes contagious,
right? It becomes right. So that you're right. They should laugh on their own, but that's why they throw it in there. It's just because
they also
you're sitting at home, you're going to laugh.
But even if you go to if you were to watch a live taping of a sitcom, one of the things they do, all the networks do it, every show does it. There's one or two people that work for the network. Yeah. And they sit out there with you. So, and if you listen to the laugh track of almost anything, there's always someone who's a little more excited or tickled about the joke, and that's generally the person. So you hear people, the typical, right? And then somewhere in the background, you hear the, and like that's the person that starts it.
The one audience member.
Right. It's this one person, and their job, essentially, is to make you laugh. The other thing that makes it harder to laugh, I would think, right? So, I have kids. They learn knock-knock jokes. And anyone who's a parent knows, and once your kid learns a knock-knock joke, you will hear that joke 100 times in the next 7 minutes. And the S, frankly, is not goddamn funny, all right? So for watching the taping of the show, I know the joke you're supposed to tell because I've seen you do it 7 times in a row now. But something went wrong. Someone wasn't on their mark. They say cut. So by the time the joke's delivered, like it's new to us as TV viewers, but if you're sitting in the studio audience, it's that same goddamn joke again.
Yeah, it's very boring.
It's got to be. You know what I mean? You're there 4 hours for 22 minutes of TV or whatever the hell it is. And it's right. So you keep hearing these same jokes, and you probably did laugh the first time, maybe a little bit the second time, but seventh time, it's not funny.
Yeah, I will say, like, TV and movies are great. They're fun, but watching them filming, to me, has always been like one of the most boring things of all time.
Takes a long time.
Yeah.
Because they change the sets, they change the scenes.
We did a very, very big
And I'm not talking about, if it's like a daily show or whatever that
it's
you're
a little
doing.
different.
Like,
they
that's
move.
different,
they
right?
hustle.
Morning news or anything like that. That's different. So I'm just saying, if you're going to go watch a sitcom be taped, it's like, oh, this is kind of boring. A lot of sitting around.
Yeah, we did a very, very bit part in a small movie, and we were on screen 30 seconds, maybe?
Maybe.
And we were there, I believe, for about 6 hours.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's just, and then you don't realize, every time, and I did not realize this, whether it's TV, movies, and all this kind of thing, depending on how they do the cameras, you can do a scene, right? So, I love you, Becky. I love you too. Let's get married, right? And you realize they keep showing each other's face as they're doing it, and you realize, they've done this scene 4 times. The one time we're going to shoot over his shoulder so we can see her face, and you go through your lines. Now we're going to do this exact same scene again, and they move it around. Now the camera's over her shoulder, looking at this guy's face. So you go through this. Now we're going to move the camera again to do the one wide angle thing. Then we'll edit it and figure out which ones we want.
It's also like with sports, right? Now, let's be honest. If you go to an NFL football game, the bulk of what you see is grown men dancing. You know what I mean? Because there's TV timeouts and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Especially if it's the defense.
It's
the defense,
like Soul Train for big people.
The defense cannot help themselves. If they're standing there on the field, right? I don't know, maybe a year or two ago, but let's just say what it is. Future comes on, people can dance.
That's right. It's going to happen.
Right?
Yeah, you're right. Most of football live is very large men dancing.
Yeah, because you're in the stadium, so it's not like you're hearing
there's nothing going on.
Right, because at home, you know what I mean? Also, truth be told, Red Zone has just ruined me. I was talking to somebody this weekend. I'm just like, man, it's hard for me to watch a full game now. I'm so used to Red Zone popping around and being like, score, score.
Sure. You need a boring week, Ted. Not much to tell you, right? Let's go Octobox.
Yeah, and I don't know why I get excited. So every time. I know he's going to put up a lot of boxes, but every time he does it, if he goes more than 3, I'm like, hell yeah. Like quad box. You're right. He goes Octobox.
Quad box is all right, but when you go Octobox, so now you're showing 8 live games, right? So 4x4 on your screen. And I realize at this point, It's like I have 8 iPads. Because now, it's instead of just watching, it got this big-ass, like, 60-inch TV, whatever it is, and now it's like, I feel like I'm growing up again. I have this teeny, tiny goddamn thing. So, man, I don't want that. Stop at the quad.
And again, I don't know why, but I get pumped. Like, he went to 8. Crack another beer. Celebration. MTV's going to do a new reality show.
Oh, boy.
Which is set at a beach house in Greece. Do you know who owns this beach house? One of your favorites, Miles.
No.
Lindsay Lohan.
Oh, yeah, Lo. Yeah, when I think Greece, I think Lindsay Lohan.
Yeah. Tzatziki and Lolo. So, just...
Lamb and Lolo.
Lamb and Lolo.
Maybe you said a Lolo lamb.
I like the Bro Bible put out a good list today.
Herpes on it.
Of just like some stellar things that have happened last year and a half to her. Lindsay's desire to play a live-action version of The Little Mermaid.
Oh, boy.
Lindsay also claimed she was racially profiled in an airport.
What?
She skipped her own brother's wedding. She live-tweeted President Trump to meet her in Asia.
Oh, that's good.
Sorry.
Well, that could probably happen.
He does tweet more than any other president.
Yeah, for sure.
Tweet.
Yeah, and then, look, whatever you think about Lindsay Lohan, I can guarantee you this will be kind of exciting. It'll be a train wreck, but it'll be exciting.
Dude, she's like the master of the train wreck.
Yeah.
It's almost sad that she went away.
Well, she went to Europe, I think, because she has more opportunities. I think like anybody else, once you burn your bridges someplace.
That's true. I think she even said that.
Where, you got to start all over again. I think that's what she did. And then she moved there and do the Madonna fake British accent thing for like a year or two and then bounce around.
Yeah.
Don't forget Gwyneth Paltrow.
You have all these rich dudes.
I've
with
lived
money
here
and
for 3 months now. You did not pick up the accent that great. Shut up.
Yeah. Like I said, it does happen over time. There's some famous American soccer players that went over there and spent like 12, 13 years in the
sure.
And they have a very weird, because it's not British, but it's not American either. It's like a cross in between.
Proper. It's just a proper form of English.
Yeah. You know what? I always like Jimmy Fallon's thank you notes. Let's check out his latest edition.
Thank you, Mamma Mia, for being an Italian name for an American movie based on a Swedish band that's set in Greece. Thank you, Vladimir Putin's umbrella guy, or as Donald Trump calls him, Lucky. Thank you, piggy banks and piñatas, for teaching kids that really good things happen if you smash animals. Thank you, zippers, for using an interlocking metallic tooth technology to keep the most sensitive part of my body safe.
Mamma Mia.
Yeah, Mamma Mia is right, yeah. Thank you, paper ketchup cups, for supplying me with enough ketchup to enjoy 2, 3, heck, maybe even 4 fries.
Small. And we're just going to give you like a waft of ketchup.
Thank you, air conditioners, for challenging my TV to a constant game of who can be loudest. There you go, everybody. Thank you. Those are my thank you notes.
He's right. Sometimes I go to places and that little container for the ketchup is ridiculous.
It's stupid. Like, come on, man.
I only get like 5 of them.
Yeah, if you can get it yourself.
I'm just like, another cup. And I'll use it all.
Yeah,
I never
it's
have extra
ketchup. I mean, like, come on, man. We have to drink more water than that to swallow an aspirin, for God's sakes.
Yeah, like it's more common now, but like back in the day when I was a kid, Wendy's was the only place that you could like pump your own ketchup.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we
Arby's now,
and
and In and Out are the ones I can think of that come to the top of mind.
Yeah, I think McDonald's
Typically.
even you can pump out all the stuff, can't you?
Maybe.
But
Yeah.
you're not the special
Oh, man, I
sauce.
went to a new McDonald's. It was crazy weird. Like, you can order from, like, this weird
Kiosk?
kiosk that, didn't really, it was an interesting experience. It was crazy.
All right.
It took maybe 30 minutes while friends were outside waiting in the car because it was so crazy.
Oh.
Yeah.
Was that a brand new place?
God almighty was like, what is going on? I thought technology was supposed to make things easier.
I mean, look, man, I don't want to say we said bad things about you, but it's
Jesus.
like, mother effer says he's going to McDonald's.
Yeah.
What the, how does it take this long?
I don't know. It was amazing. I've never seen it.
And what did you get, like a cheeseburger?
I got a cheeseburger. I got 1 cheeseburger. Maybe 2. Maybe 2 cheeseburgers. Whatever it was a crazy order.
Do you guys remember back in a year and a half ago, right? Trump had a personal attorney whose name was Ty Cobb.
Vaguely, yeah. Vaguely.
Right? He was one of the part of the cast, but I think it was pretty quick, right?
Okay.
So a few months, or I guess a while ago.
A lot of people went through pretty fast, man.
Yeah, exactly. Like, he's from the Spicer days, man. I barely remember him.
Spicy.
But anyhow, apparently he likes some punk music, and Stephen Colbert heard about it and had some pretty funny lines about it.
Ty Cobb was spotted pumping his fists to the musical stylings of a punk band called Cop Stabber. Cop Stabber's lead screamer, Dave Poole, said, "I threw beer on him, called him Whiskers, and got a high five from him." But noted that Cobb dipped out during butt drugs, which I hope to God is the name of a song.
Called him Whiskers.
Butt drugs. What's up, Whiskers? This is called butt drugs. I know you all love it.
Like, is that an intense punk thing to do? Call somebody Whiskers?
I don't know.
Right? Like, is there part of the scene I don't fathom?
I like that the guy was cool about it, though. Like, yeah.
Yeah, what's up, Whiskers?
They're playing butt drugs. I hate that song. Let's go.
Well, I think, look, when you hear butt drugs, you know the set's almost over.
Yeah, you gotta think, man.
It's either going to be that or close
or
the
the
show
beginning
with
of the set, right?
Right. Either open or close with butt drugs.
Sometimes he does it twice.
Depends on what festival they're at. Oh, man. Jerry Seinfeld, you know a ton about Jerry Seinfeld. Recently, he's back in the news because he's doing the Comedians in Cars Getting Coffee. By the way, have you guys liked that show?
I have not watched it yet.
Never seen it.
I mean, I've seen clips here and there, but I haven't watched it.
Yeah, I've seen clips. It's very polarizing. Like, it seems to be a large amount of the internet who hates it.
Okay.
I'll just be dead honest. I think the age has got to be 35 and above.
Okay.
Because I was hanging out with some people yesterday that kept raving about it, and I'm like, the only difference I could tell is age.
Well, it's
and I feel
Jerry
like everybody
Seinfeld.
I feel like everybody that's younger than me is kind of like, I don't know.
Okay, some old comedian.
Yeah. Well, it's weird, too, man, because VD will attest to this. Almost any kind of funny situation, you can be like, oh, there's a Seinfeld about that. But, man, these kids today.
It's killing you, isn't it?
It crushes me. And then you got to explain an episode, which
you were so relevant for so long.
I don't care how funny something is. If you have to explain it,
it's not funny anymore.
It's not funny anymore.
And then when you do explain it in its entirety and it's still not funny, you're like, okay.
It's weird. When you take a long time to explain something, 9 times out of 10 that people laugh, it's not something you find funny.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, if you explain a joke to people, they don't laugh. If you say something that you perceive as being tragic, like, your buddies are laughing at you. Like, this is not the response I wanted.
So Entertainment Weekly did an interview with him. He had some good stuff there. He was talking about when he remembered he was actually going to make a living out of comedy and this and that. But also they asked him his favorite Seinfeld episode. He said it was the one where George loses the Phil Rizzuto keychain in a pothole because it ended with Newman bursting into flames while driving his mail truck. Newman, of course, was always his arch enemy.
Newman.
Right? Holy cow. Let's see. Sometimes even if you're a big star, maybe you have kind of a habit and you're hoping nobody else would kind of pick up on it or notice it. Graham Norton had on Rihanna, and she has a funny habit that he called her out on.
Now, Rihanna, I don't know if you know how criminal you are. Okay, let's just look at this picture. Did you ask permission from the club when you left holding this glass?
That might have been one that I took to the club.
What about this one?
It's crystal.
Did you ask about that glass?
That looks...
I'll just speed it up. What about this one? What about this one? Did you ask about that one? That's coming out of my wages. Okay, what about this one? There you are leaving a fashion show.
I took that back to the hotel that I took it from.
Of course you did. Yeah. This one. There's another one. There's another one. And sometimes you don't even bother to seal the glass. Just a bottle. We'll never see that glass again.
My mom is going to see it. Sorry, Mom.
She is pretty famous. Like, it's not hard to find a picture of her leaving a club with it. What
She's
looks
just
like
holding a glass?
Yeah, like a glass of red wine.
Like she's still drinking and she's leaving with it.
Yeah.
I like her style, man.
Right. She's a partier, but, at a certain point, like, she wants to get the hell out of there. And, right, so I think, they just kind of rush her out, and I think she's just like, oh, I'm bringing my drink.
Yeah.
You know what? But the mandarin's like, hey, stop Rihanna. She has her highball.
Right. Thank you, Tim. We appreciate it. All right, Mike's got your headlines here coming up in minutes. You are listening to the Men's Room Radio Network.
The Men's Room returns with Miles and Thrill. Now, let's see what's happening in the real world.
All right, here we go as we head to Denver, where tractor trailer leads over a dozen cop cars on a high-speed chase. Meanwhile, a Boston woman is a millionaire after bank put money in the wrong place. To Texas, where mom on way to hospital gives birth, making a stop at Chick-fil-A. Uber and Lyft suspend a driver who live streamed passengers for most of the day. And an angry ex-lover sends the husband revenge porn and then tries to run over lover with his car. It is time for your headlines.
Now, it's time to hit the headlines. Here's Mike Hawk.
All right, our top story, we go to Boston, where a woman received a call from a financial consultant with her bank letting her know that a deposit had been made into her account. She then opened the app on her phone and found something other than the $50 deposit that she had made a while back. She instead found that she had $1.1 million in her account.
Yeah!
That's awesome.
Through sheer willpower, the woman called the consultant back and alerted them to the mistake that they had made. Her only demand is that her obituary reads, one-time millionaire. She was
okay, all right, you know what, man? That's fair.
It's incredibly fair.
Because for the amount of time that it took them to figure it out,
yes,
she was a millionaire.
That's right. She was talking about
it out. She told them.
She said, I could pay off my student loans, I could take care of my house, I could take care of my kids, everything's done, right?
Kids? They don't know about it. It's like Cinnamon Toast Crunch. They don't know. Don't tell them.
She kind of alluded to that she would have done it if the feds wouldn't be on her butt for it.
Well, listen, I
She'd
think
been in prison if they figured that one out.
If you could get the feds off your butt about a lot of things, I think a lot of us would do a lot of things, right? Isn't it like that threat of arrest that kind of helps?
Yeah.
I mean, if you, look, the movie The Purge, all right? It's simple.
Sure.
If you give us a day, everyone's going to take advantage of it.
Mm-hmm. I saw a funny thing the other day that said the next version of that movie should just be the day afterwards.
Like you're just back at work. Conversation?
Yeah, because somebody got killed from work. Now it's like,
hey, man, where's Fred?
Yeah, like
he didn't make it.
I was over at his house. I kicked his ass. I didn't kill him, but
right.
Like who killed Fred?
None of us liked him, but who actually did it?
In other news, an interesting scene in Denver as multiple police officers found themselves in a low-speed chase with a stolen tractor. Not many details have been released about the incident, but multiple witnesses saw police SUVs ramming into the tractor in an attempt to steer it away from pedestrians and cars, as well as to disable it. After it came to a stop, the tractor was surrounded by officers, and the driver was tased and taken to the hospital. A couple of officers sustained non-life-threatening injuries, and no pedestrians were injured.
Who are these pedestrians that can't get out of the way of that?
Yeah, I'm kind of wondering the same. They said.
I mean, if it's an old age home, I get it, but most people say it's a tractor. Just slowly, finish counting to 30 and then get out of the way.
Right. They were saying that they were taking testimonials from witnesses sitting in a restaurant or a diner, just looking. I was like, oh, that's just crazy. There's just a freaking tractor coming down the road.
That's a tractor.
Who steals a tractor and thinks they're going to get away with it? Is my question.
Does anyone honestly think they're going to get away? I think it's more the, when they catch me, I don't care.
And why do they need police cruisers to catch up with the tractor?
They could have used the guys on the Segways. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? You could have taken your ticket writers. Come on, man, just pull over. You're embarrassing yourself.
A man and his wife were on their way to the hospital ready to bring their daughter into the world when the woman felt an uncontrollable need to use the bathroom. The couple they were on their way to the hospital to have the baby.
Yeah.
She had to pee.
Well, she thought she had to pee.
Going through pregnancy?
Yeah.
I can't get past that part.
She peed a baby.
You're going to the hospital because the baby's coming. No, stop. I have to pee.
Right. There's a lot of pressure down there.
Okay,
you are in serious trouble in life later on, brother. Because as soon as you life through all this, you're like, I'm going to warn you. I'll warn you once. But I'm telling you,
I just can't get over
your whole life's going to change.
You got a baby on the way. You got to stop.
And it'll never be let down.
But my thought on that is like, man, pee yourself.
Oh, goodness.
Because you're going to poop yourself. I hope you know
already got fluids coming out of everywhere right now.
Not just the baby comes out of you.
Okay, the couple pulled into a nearby Chick-fil-A that had already closed for the night, but employees came to the door and let them in. While in the bathroom, one of the employees came out to the husband and told him something seemed wrong. As you can guess, the woman had gone right into the delivery process in the bathroom and now needed help. The man went into the bathroom and helped his wife deliver the baby, actually having to stop the delivery. He told her to stop pushing so that he could unwrap the umbilical cord from the baby's neck.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. The baby was born happy and healthy, and the company has promised free meals for life for the girl and even promised a job when she turned 16.
You know how I got this job? I was born in a toilet. I mean,
toilet baby.
Yeah, that's right. Straight pubic hair stuck to my forehead. It didn't matter.
Covered in Polynesian sauce. Honey mustard. Right?
Oh, no.
Hey, that family should, I don't know, maybe they need to ease up on the chicken.
But they...
Right? That's always their thing. The cow saying eat more chicken.
Oh, sure. A psycho in New York showed his true colors after he launched an attack on his married ex-lover. The woman had separated from her husband a couple of years ago and engaged in a brief, intimate relationship with her boss, who is this psychotic man here. Shortly into the relationship, the woman noticed that her boss was possessive and controlling, and she ended the relationship quickly. Unable to accept that news, the man began to harass his ex-lover at work, and after he'd found out that she had gotten back together with her husband, he actually hit her with his car by backing into her in a parking lot and driving away, and even sent intimate photos of the two of them together to the woman's husband.
Wow. Wow.
Because that's going to get her back.
Yeah.
You moron.
I mean, at least when I have sex with the boss, we both know pictures being taken.
That's right.
It's always his idea.
I like the filters you guys choose.
Hey, man.
Sometimes it's a black and white. Sometimes
Instagram is what's important. Right.
They always look very intimate. The man was turned into police and arrested.
Yeah, but why would you think you're going to get away with that?
Yeah. Right. What is the outcome that's good for
I
you
hit
here?
you with a car and sent you these pictures. Like, you're
now
going to
get
just
in
go
my
to
bed,
jail.
Woman. Moron. We alluded to this earlier. An Uber and Lyft driver has been suspended after he did something that was questionable but not all out illegal. The man set up his phone to film and live stream the conversations and images of those that he was driving around, while people would comment on their appearance and content of conversation. Most are calling this a breach of privacy, but under the law of in Missouri, what the man did was completely legal.
Sure.
He did nothing on the books wrong, other than socially it was absolutely wrong. Even though he was doing it for his own safety, he was let go from both Uber and Lyft. That's it for your headlines with that. Mike Hawk is out.
Thank you, Mike. We appreciate it. We'll see you next time for the Drunken Charge. Ryan Castle in to sit and spin another round of Profile This, and we'll drink and toast with a shot of the day.
Yes, indeed. It's all true, but in the meantime, we behold our podcast back. So until next time, please do what you do best. And for Aletha's sake, stay beautiful.